We need to talk about Matthew Shaver here. And overall, the New York Islanders. We're only 19 games in the National Hockey League, the regular season, but I mean, I think it's only fitting that we go over it today because it's what's happened the first 19 games is absolutely amazing. Um, I mean, yeah, it's the Islanders. 5-0 win. I just finished talking. Nerds nerd. I want to give full credit to him. What an amazing guy. But first of all, I just want to go over what I mean. People are saying is that it's a tough pickup. You look at Matthew Darsh and the pickup there with Schaefer, right? It's tough. Yeah, I mean, are you expecting Schaefer to have a major having a major impact? I mean, I'm not expecting Schaefer to have a 90-point game or a 90-point season, a point a game, where roughly a point a game to where he has like um to where he doesn't have a chance at winning. I mean, that's not who it is. It's like Matthew Schaefer is Matthew Schaefer. I never expected him to be this good as a pickup, but I feel like it was a good pickup. I feel like it was an important pickup for the New York Islanders and the team as a whole. I feel like the Islanders are where they are tonight because of Schaefer, because of Matthew Darsh, because of Kyle Ritchie, which to give credit to Lou Lamoriello, of course now he's not part of the GM role anymore. But he also had a huge part with Colin Ritchie, and you have to think about it, right? Yeah, you have to think about it because it's like, oh well, yeah. I mean, Romanov's injured. Look who stepped up tonight. It was Callum Ritchie. Callum Ritchie with two goals. Sorry, Shabanov. I forgot even to mention Shabanov here tonight as well. And I just want to go over that because it's been a dominant. I don't want to say dominant season by the New York Islanders, but it seems like they're getting some kind of motivation. And I can be talking in 32 in about 30 games. Let's say, right? I can be talking and being like on game 31. Yeah, the Islanders aren't a good team. They're not going to win the cup, right? I could 100% be talking about that in a little bit. If I look at it, though, right now, and I look at the season schedule, I see Carolina at the top. Obviously, that's expected. New Jersey, maybe not expected. New York Islanders, completely unexpected, in my opinion, there. Followed by the wild card is the Pittsburgh Penguins with 24 points, Washington with 24. Columbus with 24. What I'm seeing is unbelievable performance by the Islanders. What a turnaround by Matthew Darsh and that whole team, right? I mean, you gotta think about it. It's not easy to pick up by Schaefer. Of course, you have Callum Ritchie, you have Emil Heineman, you have those players. I look at Brock Nelson and Noah Dobson. Yeah, I mean those guys were good, but I feel like the prospects we got out of this. Emil Heineman first. Let's talk about him. He is an unexpected pickup, and I think only two teams knew about him. Two people, Montreal, and of course the Islanders and Matthew Darsh. Matthew Darsh absolutely wanted Emil Heineman. And if we look at the wild card again, I want to go over where the Islanders are versus Montreal. Montreal's 23 points, Islanders 26, of course. It's hard to say that that is what is going to happen. It is hard to say. And I think for those of you probably posting right now, hey, Emil Heineman's not the pickup you expected him to be. Don't be that guy. Of course, I'm not saying he's not expect. I mean, let me ask you guys this. I don't think anyone expected Emil Heineman to be Emil Heineman. Emil Heineman today is Emil Heineman today, right? He's a powerhouse, and I think if you look at the Islanders, right now, if I go back to their scores tonight, give me a minute. I'm not gonna pull this up in case of copyright, but if I go up to the score sheet, and I think I'm gonna talk about more hockey stuff today. more hockey stuff on a weekly basis more than anything else. Probably start a hockey show, maybe I'm thinking. But if I just look at the goals today, Callum Ritchie, guess who's on the assist? Max Shabanov, Adam Boquist. Max Shabanov, guess who's on the assist? Casey Sezikis, Callum Ritchie. Matthew Barzal, unassisted. Bo Horvat, guess who's on the assist? Ryan Pollock, Emil Heineman. Max Shabanov, Casey Sezikis is there. Now, I just want to zoom in a little bit more on the Islanders and why are they so good. So we're gonna go to the Islanders roster, and I think that's the only way to look at this, in my opinion. So, of course, they beat Detroit 3-0, but I just want to look at their roster compared to today. So, of course, the roster forwards Isaiah Barzell, Sezikis, Drew, Duclair, Emil Heineman, Simon Holmstrom, Bo Horvat, Anders Lee, Kyle McLean, John JGP, Coach John Gabriel Peugeot, Kyle Palmieri, Callum Ritchie, Shabana Sipakov. Then you have Ethan Bear, Adam Boquist, Tony D'Angelo, Adam Pellick, Ryan Pollock, Alex Romano, who's unfortunately out injured right now, Matthew Schaefer, Marshall Warren. You have to give credit to what Matthew Schaefer has done. It's like the pickup by Darsh has turned around the Islanders, and it's amazing to see how much that worked because I didn't expect Schaefer to have that much of a game decision, but I also did not think that we would have a good chance, honestly. I mean, it's really hard to say because it's like I never expected Shaper to have that much of a huge thing, and it's amazing to see how Shaper has it, of course. Um, but I think Emil Heineman has also had a change, and it's been a good change for the Islanders. So I just want to get to the big part here of everything. So, of course, Ilya Sorokin, we talk about the shutout. Shutout against the New York Rangers, 5-0, I believe, last week. Shutout here against the Detroit Red Wings. David Riddick in the win. Even if we say that game went to overtime and the Islanders lost, there would still be six. No, sorry. I believe they're 6-0 and 6-1-0 right now, right, on the road trip. They're 6-1-0. So assuming they lost in Dallas on Tuesday night, um, and that's a whole separate conversation for later with the goaltender interference and was that goalie interference, was that not? And and I feel like that's a conversation we could have later, right? Yeah, Avery, whether that was goalie interference or not. I don't think we need to have that right now, and I don't think it's important to have that conversation right now, in my opinion. I mean, I think if we have that conversation right now, it's a little bit harder, of course. Um, and I think it's not really fair right now if we have that conversation. So I think it's gonna let me add my video feed. See, I think Matthew Schaefer is he a powerhouse? Is he gonna save the New York Islanders? No. There you go, yes, me. But is he gonna be a good team? 100. Is he gonna be a huge contribution this season? I believe so. And I think, look, if you take a look here, let's just take a look at the recent scores of the Islanders. I think it's the best way to view it. View it, and just give me a minute to look here. Schedule. So let's take a look at October and take a look here. Day loss 4-3. Lost opening home game loss 4-2. Opening loss 5-2. 0-3 in the first three games. I thought the Islanders were going to be another choke. We're going to get a top 3 pick. Then they win 4-2 against Edmonton. Okay, that's good. Then they win 5-4. Oh, now this team could be more serious. Oh, now we get a 4-3 win against San Jose. And 7-2 against Detroit. Nice 4-game winning streak. Then we go to the shootout, which we need to work on, but okay. We lose 4-3. We lose 5-2 to Boston, 6-2 to Carolina. Lose 3 games. Then we win against Washington on their home ice, 3-1. We beat Columbus 3-2. Lose to the Bruins in the shootout 4-3. Lose to the Wild 5-2. Then we go on a tear on a road trip. Beat we beat the New York Rangers 5-0. We beat the New Jersey Devils 3-2 in overtime. We beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-3 in overtime. Beat the Utah Mammoth 3-2 in OT. We lose to the Avalanche. Okay. Now we go on to 3-2 against Dallas and 5-0 against the Red Wings. It's gonna be a tough stretch. I'm gonna say that right now. It's not a guarantee we're in the playoffs. I absolutely think that we have the potential of being in the playoffs 100%. I mean, it should be doable to go to the playoffs. And I think we can go to the playoffs 100%. I think we can beat we can go to the playoffs 100%, right? I think it's just a matter of, do we want to go to the playoffs? Do we want to push hard? And I think we are, and I think you're seeing that right now as a result of the pickup. So, long story short, are the New York Islanders an absolute powerhouse this season? Could they win the whole cup? It's tough. I think you have to ask me on, let's say, the game on, let's just say, December 16th. I think you have to ask me whether the Islanders can be a powerhouse. I think right now you're asking me a question that's not fair and it's too early to ask. And I know it's tough to say. But I think right now you're asking an unfair question, and I'm gonna do a preview actually of all the teams. I'm just starting with the Islanders because we've been talking about them. But I really think you guys are putting too much on the Islanders right now, pressure wise. I think you're not giving them enough credit where credit is due, and I think that's what. I think we're a powerhouse team. And I don't think we're gonna win the cup, but I think we're at least a second round, if not conference final. So, look, I mean, it's just gonna be tough, but I hope UBS Arena is buzzing this weekend, of course. And I think it's interesting that people say, and I just want to say what Patrick Wall said on the road trip. What we see is clarity. We know if we play the way we're playing, we could win a lot of games. I think more than I agree with what Wall said. So I think more than what that says, I think the Islanders found the New York Islanders' identity, and I think that's something that we missed earlier in the season. I don't want to say earlier in the season, the 03 series start, but I think it's something that we just missed a little bit. Is that Islanders' identity through Lula and Morello and of course, before that, Barry Trotz, you have Patrick Waugh now as the new coach. And do I think Waugh is the right fit for the Islanders to win a cup? Absolutely. Do I think Darsh is the right GM? Absolutely. I think it's really hard to say what's not at the right GM or what's not the right setup because it's hard to say right now. But I think we're actually playing hard. I feel like, and I think that could be huge. So it really depends. I mean, am I happy at what they're doing? Of course, 100%. And of course, the 24th, Elias Sorokin with his second shutout of the season and his trip on the road trip, and his 24th of his career is really cool to see. And he needs one more shutout. And one thing I want to go over, and I think it got erased against Dallas here very shortly, was I think something that we didn't go over was David Riddick. Is Riddick the right pickup? Is Riddick a good pickup there? What happened? I think David Riddick was absolutely a good pickup, but I think David Riddick at the time when he first came to New York, I thought he was a hit or miss to be honest. I thought Riddick could have gone either way, and I thought Riddick could be interesting, but I figured Riddick could be a good goalie, and you need all your goalies to perform. I want to first off by saying that, and I think all our goalies are performing right now. And I think that's what we need. So it's really hard to say what we're gonna see out of the New York Islanders right now, but I think early in the season, do I think we're a cup contender? Absolutely not. Do I think in 2-3 weeks we could be an absolute contender? Absolutely. But I just need more time because it's really hard to decide on whether David Riddick and whether the New York Islanders. I mean, I think the players in Schaefer is he gonna eventually hit a brick wall? 100% yes. Is he eventually gonna become a dominant defenseman? It is 100% possible, right? I don't think I've seen enough out of Richie, Shabanov, Drouin, and Heineman, and of course Schaefer, to say that yet we're cup contenders. But I think Sorokin is back, and then there's a question of what you do with Varlamov when he gets back. If you ask me, you have two solid goaltenders. Trade away Varlamov, get another player. I don't think if I'm Matthew Darsh, I don't think I give up David Riddick or Ilya Sorokin or David Riddick for Varlamov. Absolutely not. I hate to say it that way, but I think you keep Riddick because he's been good when you needed him. He's been the reason we won games. I think he's the reason we won in Dallas. To be honest with you, he's the reason we had the opportunity to win at least. He's the reason we won in Utah, right? So I think we're not giving Riddick credit to where he deserves it. He's the reason we've won so many games along with Sorokin today. So, so I feel like it's really hard to tell right now, and I feel like it's not fair to tell right now. To be honest, so it really depends. But I mean, yeah, I mean it really depends, and I really enjoy going over everything. So let's do this. I'm gonna promise you guys on December 16th that we're gonna come back and we are gonna go over the Islanders again, and then I'll tell you whether I think it should be and then I'll tell you if I should tell you guys to potentially but I really think that the Islanders are good, and I really think that they could have been really good as well. So It's really hard to say who's going to be the dominant team and who's not, to be honest with you, right? I mean, it's going to be hard to tell right now. All the metros so close and the division's so close. I mean, is Florida looking like Florida? Absolutely not with their injuries, of course. Winnipeg looking like Winnipeg? No. Is the Rangers looking like the Rangers? Yes. So it's really hard to tell which team could pull out and which team could be a powerhouse. I mean, I don't know if Carolina is a powerhouse yet. To be honest, it's too early to tell right now, and I think we're not gonna know until later in the season. But yeah, I mean, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I think the Islanders are a good team if you ask me, and I think we are gonna do like a once every other week kind of series where we're gonna check in on like NHL teams and see how they're doing. Randomly. So this week was Islanders. I think 2 weeks. I'm probably gonna do Dallas. I don't know where I'm gonna go in 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to go one east, one west, one east, one west. Um, I mean, it's really hard to say who's going to be a dominant one and who's not, to be honest, right? So I think we need to. I think we need to give some credit here, and I think we need to be good. So let's just. I mean, I think let it just roll, but it really depends on how it goes here, and I think it really is hard to say right now, and I think it is going to be hard to say for a while, to be honest, and I think it could be good. So we should know about Romanov tomorrow after they return to Long Island. He is with the team right now. I did find out. So let's see what happened. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, let's see who let's see who becomes dominant. I think it's too early to tell right now. So let's just give it some time and see who's gonna win. But I think you could go either way, and I think it 100% could go either way. So yeah, I mean quarter way through the season right now, Islanders would play Detroit. I think Islanders would be swept in four. So the Islanders are still in the Detroit's still in Atlantic position number one. So Blackhawks in a wild card. We haven't seen that in a while. So it's really hard to see Devils Penguins tonight. Montreal would be in there. Washington's out. So it's Florida's out. Edmonton is out. So it's hard to say who's gonna dominate if the playoffs started today, November 20th. This is before the games tonight, but it's really hard to say right now. And I think we could be good, we could be bad, and I think it's gonna have to wait until next season and next few weeks to find out. So with that, let me know your thoughts in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, baby.